So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethboi Plays here, and welcome back to another episode of Ethboi Reviews. This is kind of a different episode because you can tell by the title I'm reviewing the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and I wouldn't even more so call this a review. This is more so just kind of a thoughts and opinions on it that I want. I just want this video to exist before I go see the sequel. Yeah. Couple things to note. I'm recording this at 1:45 in the morning, so if I sound tired, that's why. We're also doing the audio quality production on the fly, so if the sound is too loud throughout this entire thing, which I'm worried it will be, I'm sorry. That's why. It's because I'm choosing to get my thoughts down before I see the sequel, and they're corrupted by that knowledge. Yeah. So this episode is going to be a bit different because it's just going to be a stagnant image of me. So think of it more of a podcast, I guess. Yeah. But without further ado, let's dive straight in. So we're going to talk about the first Sonic movie. And the reason we're talking about the first Sonic movie like this is because tomorrow I go see the sequel. Very excited about that. Trailers looked hype. A lot of good things I can see are coming from it. And so after I see the sequel, I'll probably re-summarize these thoughts with the sequel knowledge I have to compare it to and see if my opinion changes. As well as just then straight up record the review for the sequel. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive straight in. So what are my thoughts on the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie? I just finished watching it because I bought the film originally when it came out. So yeah, here's just kind of my scatterbrained thoughts as I thought while watching through the movie. I really liked how during the opening, Sega logo, there was all the homage to all the games. I thought that was cool. And I liked the little bit of the Green Hill motif strung throughout the film. It was cool. That was just something I loved throughout the film, just in general, was just how many times the Green Hill motif was snuck in there. I thought that was pretty neat. All of the Easter eggs, just chef's kiss. Really good. Yeah, overall the presentation of the film was really good. I liked the shot composition. I thought it was cool. I mean, there's a couple directing choices I didn't like because I feel they're overused and they ruin Speed characters, but we'll talk about the time in a bottle scenes when we get to them. Speaking of characters, this will kind of be the section where I ramble about characters incoherently for a bit. Starting off with Sonic. My biggest concern, I remember when I was watching the film for the first time and upon rewatch, was are they gonna nail Sonic's character? Because when the film came out in 2020, yeah, 2020, yeah, Valentine's Day 2020, I was really worried that they yeah, there are going to be a whole bunch of bits like that because I'm not editing this audio at 2 in the morning. I love you guys, but I have limits. Anyway, characters. What I loved about character-wise is not even what I loved, what I was really worried about going into the film was that the Sonic's character wasn't going to be fully understood. Because during that time we were just we were 2 years after Forces, where the creative team had no goddamn idea what they were doing with that, and Sonic was moving into this weird phase where they were multimedia, but not giving us any information about said multimedia, and it was just it was a really scary time to be a Sonic fan. We'd had the horrible design and then the redesign, and it was just I don't know, it was just a sketchy place, and I was really worried that this film franchise, which was kind of Sonic's last shot to be a big multimedia franchise, I was worried that they were going to butcher his personality, and I'm pleased to report that they did not at all. That opening scene where Tom is just on the highway with his speed gun and Sonic's trying to clock his personal best, totally did it. And when he saved the turtle from the car, as cliche as it is, that's the moment I knew I was oh, okay, these guys understand his character. And well, yeah, they totally childized him by making him a bit kid-like to relate to the kid audience. They still kind of nailed his attitude. his cocky, arrogant, I'm the best attitude was still, hints of it were still there, and I'm really hoping they lean into him so much harder in the sequel, because like what we got here was great, but goddamn, do I need more of that. I just need more of that signature 90s dude, because he was rocking that. He was like, he had bits of that during the film, but it was definitely kidified, because it's like his origin story. But other than that, I thought his character was great, loved it. I think the only thing I didn't like about Sonic's character was him getting his shoes from a little girl was kind of a weird creative choice. Not a big fan of that decision. I also didn't like his time in a bottle scenes, just because I personally dislike time in a bottle scenes, because they make, like, time in a bottle is cool as a concept, because it's like, oh, as a filmmaker, I'm gonna demonstrate my character's speed. They're so fast. And then in the opening of the movie, the inciting incident is Tom shoots Sonic with a tranq gun, and that's how he loses his rings. And it's like, oh, so you're telling me in a bar, Sonic can goof around and do time in a bottle and, like, basically destroy an establishment, but he can't dodge a tranq gun dart. When I can, off the top of my head, tell you, canonically, he should be able to dodge a tranq gun dart. Like, it was just like, that's why time in a bottle doesn't work, because it just completely, it does what the opposite of what's intended to do. It's intended to emphasize your character's speed and ends up undermining it, which is sad that was there twice. But you know what? It's okay. That's like nitpicks in comparison to how brilliantly they nailed his personality. I thought it was really good. I'm really hoping for the sequel, though, they don't kidify him as much. Like, I'm really hoping in the sequel, that's where we see him develop into that mature teenage swag, cocky, arrogant, I've got this no problem type attitude that we know him from, like, Sonic X and, like, the Dark Ages, because, well, that's the Sonic I grew up with, but that's also where Sonic's at his best, in my opinion, so, yeah. Moving on to the other most important character, Eggman. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, like, just Jim Carrey being himself is always a treat, and that's definitely what hooked the casuals going into this film. But also, oh my god, Eggman's, like, insane. Like, just, he's no cap, ready to and willing to kill people. And I don't remember him being so over the top threatening like that. Like, I was watching the film and I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude, like, fuck. I did not remember Eggman being so ready and willing to kill. Like he is brutal. Like, there's the scene at the house where Eggman's just, he's just like, to Tom, I'm superior than you. And there were some jokes in there that I thought were, like, pretty well woven in there. But if you really listen to Eggman's dialogue, it's just like, dude's unhinged right from the get-go, and I loved that. I don't remember him being so threatening. Oh my fucking god, like, whoa. Yeah, like, oh my lord. Like, even, like, in the final confrontation, after Eggman has, like, fucking almost killed Sonic, or, like, he thinks he's killed Sonic, he's like, guys, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but, like, you should put the body on ice. You don't want it to get warm. I was like, dude! Like, no remorse. No, oh my god, I love it. I really hope his character is more insane and fucking psychotic in the sequel. Because what Jim Carrey did here is sublime, and I love it, and I need more of it in my life. God damn it, Jim Craigman is beautiful, like, beautifully brutal. God, oh my lord. Now we're gonna get kind of into nitpicky territory a little bit. Fight scene on the road was cool, but definitely the whole film suffered from a lack of Sonic OST. Like, I know Green Hill was in there on the piano, played by that one guy. And for the opening, they used Friends from Sonic Mania, which made me squeal when I watched it the first time. But, like, other than that, I don't know. It's weird. My nitpicks are also hope for the sequel, and I really hope in the sequel we get more game OST. because like, I don't know, Paramount, I don't know how to run a company, and I have very limited knowledge of how businesses work and how partnerships with companies work, but I feel like instead of spending the money that you could, your budget that should go into like CG and actors and whatnot, instead of spending that on licensing songs from like Queen and other rock bands, you should, I don't know, maybe consider using Sega's library, because they could probably give that to you for a good cost because you're already using their IP. But like, what do I know? I'm just some dumb 18-year-old. Anyway, that's kind of like my biggest issue with the, like, no offense to the composer, I'm sure the composer did a great job, but like, I remember that being my biggest disappointment with the film, is that there was not nearly enough game soundtrack, in my opinion. What else was there that I was nitpicky about? Oh yeah, I thought, this isn't a nitpicky, but I just kind of thought it was funny how in the bar scene, they're literally on the run, and Tom's just like, yeah, you know what, sure, we can, like, have you live your life by doing a bucket list right here, right now, when I'm a fucking wanted fugitive. Like, that's fine. I was like, buddy, okay. Sure. Yeah. The 8-bit credits were very cool. A very nice callback. Loved those. I'm I'm also all over the place, which is ironic considering my next point, but the pacing I thought was really good of the movie. I was genuinely surprised because, like, on rewatch, I was expecting it to be a lot slower than it was, but no, it was actually, like, fairly well paced, and I was really impressed. So, cool. Hope that keeps up for the sequel, and I hope the sequel's longer. But yeah. What else is there? Throwback to when the movie came out, and I literally screamed Hightails when he appeared in the end credits scene. God, I was so excited. Oh, Jesus. Loved it. Yeah. Overall, like, solid film, really solid film. My only critiques would be, like, too much human characters getting screen time. I don't know, like, I just want more Sonic in the sequel. I also want them to do more with Sonic's personality, other than just have him be like, hello, am child, am lonely. Like, I really want them to delve deep into character, and I really want him to hit that maturity in the sequel, because while his character was fine and they totally nailed his 90s attitude, I want him to not be so childlike in the sequel. And it really feels like they're gonna go that way, like, based off trailers and stuff. Like, I think I'm gonna get more of that Sonic and Eggman dynamic, which is what I wanted. So, very, very, very excited about that. Yeah. Also, sequel seems to be super lore heavy, which I'm excited about, because that's the only other critique I had, other than, like, not enough game music was used, would be, like, I just want more lore. And it seems like we're getting more lore in the sequel, so hooray. But other than that, like, you know, like, solid 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good first movie outing. Detective Pikachu is better, and I'm very sad Detective Pikachu's not getting a sequel, because, like, holy god, Detective Pikachu is a movie we're gonna have to cover in another review at some other time. But, like, a lot of people online were comparing Sonic to Detective Pikachu, and I feel like the same amount of love and care was put into Detective Pikachu as it was into the Sonic movie, but the Sonic movie it didn't fall flat, but it was definitely restrained by being in the human world, whereas Detective Pikachu managed to blend the Pokemon world and the human world seamlessly. And I get it, like, Pokemon is just, hey, what if Pokemon existed and they interacted with humans, and Sonic is a bit more complicated than that, but, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is I really hope that in the sequel we get more Sonic characters and more of Sonic's world. Like, I think I said this in my sequel prediction video, but, like, I really want more of Sonic's world, because I think the film would have been better off if it was just set in his universe. But overall, solid film, solid 7.5 out of 10. Really looking forward to the sequel, really excited. I will have a review of that out shortly. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry this video is A, so low quality, and B, very low, like, very short compared to what most of my reviews are going to be. I promise they'll be better. I just need to get this out before I see the sequel. Sequel review will be out sometime, like, in the middle of May, I think. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. But also, yeah, just like thank you all for watching. You're all awesome. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night, New York.